Hey Hunt, what's up, bro?
Like, hey guys, come check this out.
How are you, man?
Good. Hey,
Tell us a little bit about what you're gonna show us right now.
I'm gonna show you my eye when it falls out.
When Hunt was a baby, he was super big and chubby. He had this crazy long black hair, and he was really chill. He was just like looking around and just.
Right here.
Peekaboo! Say hi to me, see Uncle Shell.
I remember when Sonia told me, I got home from church and she told me, I'm pregnant. Another baby, I felt like she was pregnant for 4 years and we had diapers, like diapers didn't stop for many years. And then after a few weeks, we found out, oh, we're gonna have a little boy.
So life was very hectic, chaotic, but fun. Enjoyed every single day with them. And my kids grew up very tight-knit because they were so close in age. And our house was messy, noisy, but full of love, and we love it.
So when we had Hunt, I wanted a strong name for him. Timothy means honoring God, and I wanted him to have a strong middle name. So we gave him the name Hunt, Timothy Hunt, but he is known by Hunt. Nobody calls him Tim or Timothy. And his sisters absolutely loved him. My parents, my in-laws, my brother, my sister, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, everybody just loved Hunt. And what's interesting is that Hunt came during a time where our life was in a transition. We were moving into a new house. We just purchased a brand new home. So there was a lot of transition when Hunt was born. You know, for a season of our life from 2018-ish to 2025, we drove to San Diego every single week. Why? Because my father's a pastor of a church in Rancho Cucamonga. The church began in Fontana, and around the time Hunt was born, we branched out into our own organization. And during that season, my dad launched Sonia and I and the family, right when all this stuff was happening with Hunt, to San Diego to start a church. So for us, life, it's church, it's faith, it's believing in God's promises. My dad gives a principle where God takes the bread, he blesses it, he breaks it, and then he gives it. And that's kind of our philosophy in life. God will take you, he'll bless you with life and kids and just health, then he'll break you. And for us, the breaking was Hunt's journey. Ringing the bell. Timmy Hunt is right here. My third child, and that's it. We rang the bell. The next bell he rings will be a NASDAQ when he's hitting the bell for the stock exchange.
When Hunt was about 9 months old, I recall that he would look up a certain way and I could see a glow in his eye. I really thought nothing of it. I thought maybe it was just the lighting of the room, but I had never even heard of retinoblastoma, so I had nothing to look to. I Googled retinoblastoma and I said, that's impossible. It's not Hunt's story, it's not Hunt's journey.
When we received the first diagnosis, I remember sitting in a dark, cold room in Children's Hospital LA, and I remember being extremely angry.
I didn't feel like we belonged. Hunt didn't look sick, and I really thought, oh, this is just, they're gonna tell us he needs glasses. They're gonna tell us, oh, everything is fine, don't worry about it. And it turned out to be the complete opposite.
I remember these words, if that cancer goes to his brain, we're looking at 2 or 3 months of life, and that changed everything.
Auntie, say hi. Are you feeling better? Yeah? You feel strong? Look at Daddy, look at Daddy. You feel strong? You feel strong? You love Daddy? Hey. Life changed within a few words that came out of a doctor. And now I realized that things were not going to be business as usual and normal. Now our life was going to be very, very different. the challenges and the obstacles that were now in front of us were, we never thought of them before.
My name is Jess Berry, and I'm the Director of Ocular Oncology. That means I'm an eye surgeon, and I take care of ocular cancer, both in adults and children. And I have a focus on children with retinoblastoma. So retinoblastoma is a very rare cancer. It forms in the developing retina. So the retina is a layer at the back of the eye. It's a photosensitive layer, senses light and helps translate that light signal into images that the brain interprets, and that's vision. Usually, parents or caregivers are the ones who detect this cancer in their children. And that's because when you're at a pediatrician's office and the light is on, the pupils are small, and so you don't see that reflex very well. You need to lower the light and let the pupil dilate. And so bath time, while a mom is nursing, these are low light conditions. The pupils start to dilate, and that's when parents will say, I see something in the eye, I see something milky, it looks like a cat's eye or like a glow. And in fact, the term know the glow comes from recognizing that glow and knowing that it's not normal and it needs to be checked.
Monday, May 14th. Today, Hunty begins his chemotherapy. Are you ready, Hunty? You ready? You gonna be a good boy? Yeah, you are.
I remember when they wanted to access his vein for IV, and I remember they couldn't find it, and it took about 45 minutes, and they had me leave the room, and I recall hearing Hunt scream and scream, and many doctors and nurses coming in, and they did a great job, and they were professional, but they could not access his vein. He had no more scream in him, no more tears in him, because after about 40 minutes of just them holding him down, I remember I was putting my head against the wall, and I was trying not to yell, trying not to scream, trying not to cry. And then when I finally held him in my arms, I took him to Sonia. She held him like a mother should.
All right, here we go. Hunty, say hi. Say hi to the video. We're on our way for surgery. Boy, you gonna be strong? You're not scared, huh? All right, it is about 4 p.m. Still Monday, May 14th. I'm here with my mom. We're in room 428 in Kaiser, Montana. Here is Hunty, he's eating. And there's Mama, here's the chemo.
When Hunt started his chemotherapy sessions, it was a lot of unknown to us, even from getting his port surgery to now needing to do labs every Tuesday and Thursday for months and months.
No? You want to go home?
I would see him, I would serve him his food, and I would see hair in his food. And I would tell my husband, it's happening, he's gonna lose his hair.
I remember him losing his hair, and I remember I did not want that to happen. Out of all the things, that was extremely emotional for me, and I'll tell you why. Because my mom had cancer, and she lost her hair. Now, my mom looks sick. I was in denial that Hunt would not lose his hair until I started to see it all over the pillows and the sheets.
We're cutting Hunty's hair because he's taking medicine, and the medicine's making his hair fall out. So it's a cutting hair.
Are you okay?
You feel sad?
Now, to put things into perspective, Tim and Sonia are launched into a new ministry in San Diego, driving 4, 5, 6 hours a week with a sick child, dealing with ministry.
I remember that Sonia would be so tired, but she would do what God called her to do. She would do what God called her to do, and she would take her sick baby. They would go to church. I remember her telling me that the feeling of driving the 2.5 hours just to go to a back room and hold her sick child so that her husband could preach. So a lot of times we don't realize what's going on behind the scenes. And as Sonia's just sitting there with her baby, and knowing that she has to do this again week after week, and she did.
There's a lot of change in the ministry of our church, my dad's ministry at this time. Thoughts, memories come back of my mother facing cancer 2 times, thinking we were going to lose her.
When I was going through the chemo, I thought, I would think all the time, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. The smell of chemo, I could still smell it sometimes. The way it immediately, you feel it immediately when it goes through your port, it hits your body immediately.
And maybe what some don't remember and don't know is that Tim and Sonia's middle daughter, Emma, also faced really difficult and serious health challenges, to the point that we thought we were going to lose her as well.
And we would go visit her, and I would take her little purses, and I remember going in and playing with Emmy, and you couldn't really touch her. All over her skin, her hair was falling out. I remember she could barely even sit up. And I remember getting in the car and just crying and telling Sammy I could barely hold it together. I didn't want to cry in front of Sonia. It looked like that little girl was dying in front of us.
Emma, don't give up, Emma. There you go, Tukis. Move those legs. Yeah.
I couldn't wrap my mind around it because not everybody can handle that. And the Bible tells us that He's not going to give us more than we can bear. And for whatever reason, He knew that Tim and Sonia could bear this again.
And now, Hunt. Now this.
We had hope and faith that his left eye would be preserved and that he would have vision in his left eye. Because you go from being diagnosed to 6 rounds of chemotherapy to frequent visits to the hospital, to labs. I mean, that's what our life turned into. It turned into battle to battle. We go to the hospital, everything seemed okay, and we're fine. We'd drive home, we would eat, we would relax. Sonia and I have this thing we like to do. We would go to the Hat and we would indulge in the greasiest food, but it was so delicious.
We come here and we would order all this food. We wouldn't even eat it. We would just laugh and just pick at it a little bit and just throw it away. We would just indulge a little bit. This is life. It made us feel better.
In 2021, Hunt was granted a wish for Make-A-Wish. Look, I want to say something. You know, you see those Make-A-Wish commercials or the little, you go to a grocery store and you see something. Maybe you're like, oh, I'll give it, or I won't, or it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter until it hits your home. And I just want to thank Make-A-Wish, this foundation. They granted Hunt a wish, and it was a beautiful experience that they gave us. So once the chemotherapy ended, now we're like, okay, is the chemo gone? Is he in remission? Will the tumor die and he can have vision in his left eye?
We're now going to train Hunt's karate. Hunt trains a traditional karate called Kempo. He's been training for about 2.5 years. So now we're going to go and kick some butt.
I have known Hunt since he was a white belt. He started as a shy little boy, and throughout the process of testing, from going from white belt to yellow belt, I mean, you can see his confidence, his kicks, his punches. I mean, the way he knows his forms and the way he executes his stuff, you can definitely see a big confidence.
You gonna train?
Yep.
Cool.
My name is Luis Sanchez. I work at 6 Inch Gym in Ontario, California, and I'm a personal trainer and boxing coach. I've known Hunt for about 4 months now. He's amazed me a lot with his tenacity, the way he trains. He's very intense when he boxes. And honestly, I haven't had a kid that boxes like that, so it just shows me what type of fighter he is, you know?
I think Hunt is very strong. I think that his strength is dressed in an amazing attitude. He's the kindest young little boy. He can throw a punch now.
I would describe Hunt brave, strong, funny, and loving.
Is Hunt a brat?
Sometimes. I love his personality and how funny he is.
And it was in October 2023 when we had a standard MRI. We would go to these frequently every 3 to 6 months just to check. And Sonia and I didn't feel that this one was different. We felt like, okay, let's get through it. We'll get good news in 7 days and life will go on.
I said, he's gonna be okay. He made it. He's officially a cancer survivor.
We got through chemo, we got through the retina detachment, we got through the cataract surgery, all the procedures, the labs, and we're like, okay, we're getting through it. And unfortunately, that's not what happened. It was the opposite.
When I found out the cancer returned, I couldn't believe it was back. I'll never forget sitting in front of my computer, getting a call from my brother, and he cried for 1 minute.
Sonia had given me a call, and I pulled over to the side of the road. When I answered the phone, I heard Sonia's cry, and I knew what that meant instantly.
But you know, Tim and Sonia, I felt took it harder also, and they showed their emotion more, but that was because Hunt was older. Hunt knew what was happening.
And just seeing Pastor suffering for his child, it was just to hear that word back again in your life. And I remember calling Pastor Sonia, and the battle wasn't over.
It was like a punch to the stomach. Like, what? He was doing so well.
Everything that he had gone through, all the suffering, the pain, and hospital visits, just thinking that he would probably have to go through that again.
We drove up to Tim and Sonia's house, Rachel and I remember that, you know, when they informed us fully of what was going on, we said a prayer, but I'll never forget as he's standing in front of Tim, and Tim has both arms around him, and we're praying, perhaps through his view, you know, why is Papa so sad? Why is Wita crying? Why is Mom crying? Why is Dad so somber? And I'll never forget that face. Just, it kind of hit him back to square one, it seems. But the God that was with us in the first segment saw us through the second segment.
I knew something had happened because my husband was really quiet. And when he came into the room, he told me, "It's back." And I remember I just started crying. And I said, why? Why? He already fought. He already went through his chemo. He already went through all of this.
That you would, first of all, we pray for Hunt, Lord. We believe that you can do a miracle. But if
you choose to make us go through this process, Lord, I know you're gonna strengthen Hunt. I know you're gonna give him a strong spirit, brave spirit.
You know, Hunt's recurrence happened late. He presented with cataract and hemorrhage in the eye. Hemorrhage means the eye is filled with blood. And when an eye is filled with blood, you can't see. And so much of what I do is predicated on being able to see.
It's a big day for us. Hunt's going to be competing in this tournament. He's competing as a blue belt. He'll be doing a kata, a form. It's called kata 2, and then he'll be sparring. So he's a little nervous, right? You nervous? I don't tell anybody of his eye.
Oh, you look so handsome. Hey, you're my best boy. Hey, speak up loud, strong punches. Do your best. Got it?
He just has to figure this thing out, and he's not at a disadvantage. This is life. So you ready to win?
Yep.
Kick landed, and he was going the wrong. He did the whole thing in the wrong direction. Nobody there. Look at me. Nobody there is trained hard as you. Nobody. So remember, as soon as you ninja, look at me. As soon as you bow and you get your hands up, as soon as he says fight, it's fight time now. It's that boom. You hit boom, 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 like a lion, like a leopard. Boom, in and out. Boom. You keep your hands up. Boom, 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 boom. You got it? You got it? All right, let's go. Go, ninja. Let's go. Wake up. Wake up. Back fist. You got that back fist. That back fist. Whoa. Hands up high. That's it. Keep your hand up. Keep your hand up high. Keep it up. Let's go. Go. Keep it up. Keep your hand up. Nice. Hand up high. Lead hand high. Let's go. Get your hand up. Good. Breathe. Have fun. Woo! Come on. Wake up. Wake up. You know the kick and punch is coming. Keep those hands up. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn. Boom, boom. Again, 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 again. Your turn. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. All right, relax, breathe, have fun, have fun. Hands up, have fun, Pops. When it's your turn, you go. Hands up, Pops. Hands up. Hands up. Go, 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 go. Go, go. Hands up. Go. Good job, Pops. Breathe and have fun. Breathe and have fun. Right? Breathe and have fun. Okay, hands up high. Go now. Go, 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 go. Nice job. Nice job. Same thing. Breathe. Go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Keep going. Yes.
So for Hunt, we used a new test, taking a liquid biopsy or the fluid from the front of his eye in order to determine if there was tumor in there. Hunt was the first patient that we used this clinical test on. So I had done research on this test, we had a bunch of research, but moving a test from the laboratory or the research laboratory to a clinical space where it's a clinical test so that it can be used to help make decisions for clinical care is a whole new ballgame. And it also means that I don't run the test. It's no longer in my lab, it's being run by people in the clinical lab. And it was terrifying for me as a provider to not be able to see inside Hunt's eye, and then for the first time to use this test, which I prayed was going to be negative, and have it come out positive. Positive meaning they detected tumor in the liquid biopsy. And to say as a family and as a provider for Hunt, can we take this leap of faith together, and can we remove Hunt's eye?
The doctor recommended his eye removal and enucleation. And that had been something that we had hoped would never happen, yet alone have the doctor suggest it or recommend it.
We immediately thought about his vision.
So an enucleation is surgical removal of the eye. It means that the whole eyeball, which really is a ball or a sphere, is removed intact. And in the setting of retinoblastoma, the goal is to remove the entire tumor in that intact eyeball so that there is no risk of that tumor spreading to other parts of the body. The treatment for a child that has retinoblastoma in other parts of the body is much different. And again, depending on where that tumor can be, it can be very difficult to treat. It changes the prognosis for the child's life if tumor is outside the eye.
I remember we took him in, and as a mom, I didn't want to get to the hospital. I was taking my boy with 2 eyes, and on our route home, he would have 1.
Yeah, most feel like they failed or they didn't do enough or the doctor didn't do enough. And frankly, unfortunately, even in the US, there are kids who die of retinoblastoma because the treating physician spent too much time trying to save the eye. Had we waited longer with Hunt's eye, that tumor could have gotten out, right? I mean, it was pretty close.
The doctor, I remember asking her, can you check to see if he still needs the enucleation? She said, yes, that's part of our protocol. And I was so hopeful. She came back into this room and said, okay, and I'm thinking, this is it. She's gonna tell us something happened, a miracle happened. And she tells us, she's like, his eye is worse and we need to remove it. And I remember my husband and I asked her, would you do it if this was your son or daughter? And she said, absolutely.
The thought of not having an eye, the possible bullying, the teasing, the things he was going to face that many of us will never ever face. And as a uncle, as a man that loves this little boy with all his heart, it's tough to accept that.
God gave me this perspective of, yes, I'm allowing the eye to come out, but I'm giving you his life. And there was this sense of peace in that hospital room that was, only God could give that. And we said, okay, let's do it.
Okay, this is Sonia and I. This is the consultation room. We've been in here many times. Not very glamorous, but we're waiting for the doctor to come and tell us what's going to happen. His eye has not been removed as of yet. So this is all right. We just spoke with the, by the way, thank you for all your messages and everything. Sonia and I appreciate it. We've been sitting in this waiting room. That's the last one there. We've been sitting here, feels like for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
We just spoke with Dr. Berry, who is I believe, the #1 doctor of retinoblastoma in the world. And her words were, we took out his eye and we saved his life. We hugged her and we took a picture, and Sonia and I, we were grateful that we did this.
They called us to go see him, and I went in first. And I saw the bandage on his eye.
That was very, You know, I don't wish that on anybody, you know. That was tough. That was tough.
And I thought underneath that bandage, there's no eye. We drove home and Hunt was in great spirits. That's what I learned from him. I want to be more like him. When the hard time comes, he always found a way to feel joy. I remember the first time we took off his bandage. He was bruised up and my little boy didn't have his eye.
No, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. I'm doing it slowly. I'm doing it slowly, baby. I'm doing it slowly. That's it, baby, that's it, you see?
Honey, you look wonderful, you're handsome. We had to reinforce him that he was still good looking. And we would catch himself sometimes looking in the mirror and he would tell us, turn off the lights, Mom. I said, why? He's like, I don't want to see myself.
You know, I would turn the lights low, right, so I wouldn't see. Like, oh. You know, putting in his prosthetic and cleaning it was, yeah, it's, you shouldn't do that to a 7-year-old. Are we good on time? We still good, guys? We're good? I don't need to make any changes or anything? No? Okay. So now I'm going to go to like the last stretch. We're now settling from the enucleation. It's been about a week or two and we're settling and we're adjusting to life, and my daughters, my wife, we're just all adjusting to what is going on and what life is, and just, you know, from being okay to now his enucleation. And I remember the day that my wife, I was in the kitchen and my wife, was calling me, and I went to my office and I saw many missed phone calls from her. So I remember calling her, I said, is everything okay? Her thoughts were not clear. I said, what's wrong? And she says, Dr. Barry's on the other line, she needs to talk to us. And she had mentioned that in fear of disease coming out of his eye, or it may have come out of his eye, we were going to start 6 rounds of chemotherapy again. Look, we were just getting over the enucleation. We were just 10 days into adjusting to the prosthetic. And then to hear that we had to start this again, I remember what I did different this time is I did not go into a shell. I said, you know what, I'm gonna be open, I'm gonna be emotional, I'm not gonna hide this. You know, I need this to change me. Why did God give you cancer? Because God allowed it, right? Because God is in control.
Because he chose me.
And why did he choose?
Because I'm a special boy.
You're a special boy. You are. But you've been through so much pain. Why did God say yes to that?
Because he chose me to do it.
And are you mad at God? At all?
No.
Why?
Because I'm glad that he chose me and not one of like Maddie or Emma.
Why?
Because then they're gonna have to go through this.
And you don't want them to. I remember after the 6 rounds, like I said, they were a blur. And this time we said, you know, we're gonna ring the bells. We're gonna have a ceremony. And I recall that we talked to Hunt, and you see him, he got a little bit older, he got a little bit bigger. And I recall my brother came, my sister, their families came, my parents, my in-laws, my sister-in-law, they were all there. I remember watching Hunt go, and I told Hunt, I said, Hunt, I want you to ring the bell 3 times and do it strong and do it hard. And he did. I remember going and seeing his pale yellow body go, and he began to ring the bell. And you'll see a moment there that, you know, he starts to cry when he rang the bell, which I thought was so beautiful, because he's the one that suffered, right? He's the one that's gone through it. He's the one that's been injected with it. It was just a moment of hope. It was a moment of hope.
is super funny and he's so crazy. Hunt always dances and he's always happy. Super funny, kind, helpful, and he's running around, he's strong and healthy.
Fighter.
He's energetic, he's loving. He has a spirit about him that is so contagious.
To come out of it twice only makes you stronger. And it's in your testimony where you're going to have the most impact. And Hunt has a big testimony.
He is so full of life. Hunt knows how to have a good time. He is so much fun.
Yo a Ham lo veo como cuando Dios le dijo a Josué, mira que te mando que te esfuerces y seas valiente. Esa valentía creo que la tiene Hunt.
Y yo me inspira mucho mirar a mi nieto que a pesar de todo lo que le ha tocado vivir, Dios le da mucha fortaleza y eso me inspira.
It was something that I found hope because I was going through something with my daughter at that time, and seeing him just made God's goodness so real.
It just made it unreal to me when I would see him, because I would say, I don't see anything wrong with him. Like, he looks perfectly fine. It's something that inspired me, inspired my life. Such a young boy, right? But you see him just full of joy and you say, wow, you know, that is because of God.
I've been put to sleep over 50 times. I've had tons of MRIs. I've had 16 sessions of chemotherapy. Why do I have to go through this valley? Even though I was hurting, frustrated, and even angry, I would still lift my hands and praise Him anyway. And that is what my sermon is about. No matter what you're going through, fear no evil, because God is with you like He's been with me.
I'm standing next to a miracle. There goes a miracle child. I'm standing next to a miracle. The cancer survivor. I'm next to a